Ciao, everybody. I'm so excited to share some of my favorite off-the-beaten-path Italian discoveries with you. You know, so many people come to Italy and just see the big three, Rome, Florence, and Venice. They're great, don't get me wrong, but Italy has so much more to offer. We're talking about places even many Italians haven't discovered yet. Intimate, charming towns full of personality and local charm, where you can really feel like you're experiencing the Italy. We're going to explore ancient cave dwellings, stroll through charming hilltop towns, and soak in the sun on some of the most beautiful beaches you've ever seen. So, get ready to ditch those crowded tourist traps, and let's discover some hidden Italian gems together. Get your bags packed and your cameras ready, because you're going to want to remember these places. Andiamo! Our first stop takes us to the instep of the Italian boot, the Basilicata region. Here, nestled among the rugged hills, you'll find the ancient city of Matera. Now, Matera has a bit of a split personality. For centuries, it was known as the City of Shame because of these cave dwellings that people actually lived in. Can you imagine? I mean, we're not talking about a few caves here and there. We're talking about a whole network of homes, churches, and even cisterns, all carved directly into the rock face. It's mind-boggling to think about people living here for generations, carving out their lives in these caves. But Matera's story doesn't end there. In the 1950s, the Italian government actually relocated many of the Sassi residents to more modern housing because the conditions were considered, well, pretty rough. But something interesting happened. Artists, filmmakers, and, yes, even tourists started to see the beauty and history in these ancient dwellings. Today, Matera is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a thriving cultural hub. From Matera, we head north, into the heart of Italy, to the region of Umbria, often called Italy's Green Heart. And rising dramatically from a plateau of volcanic tufa is our next stop, the enchanting hilltop town of Orvieto. Orvieto is like something out of a medieval fairy tale. Picture this. You're strolling along cobblestone streets, lined with charming shops and cafes. The scent of freshly baked bread wafts through the air, tempting you into a local bakery. And towering above it all is the magnificent Orvieto Cathedral, a masterpiece of Italian Gothic architecture. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, that sounds lovely, but what makes Orvieto so special? Well, my friends, Orvieto has a secret. Hidden beneath its charming exterior lies a whole other world, an underground city. For centuries, the inhabitants of Orvieto have been digging tunnels and chambers beneath the city, creating a labyrinthine network that's just waiting to be explored. Some of these tunnels were used for storage, others for escape routes, and some, well, their purpose remains a mystery to this day. But the real showstopper of Orvieto's underground world is the Pozzo di San Patrizio, or St. Patrick's Well. From the rolling hills of Umbria, we're heading south again, this time to the toe of the Italian boot, the Calabria region. And perched dramatically on a cliff top overlooking the Tyrrhenian Sea is our next hidden gem, Tropea. Now, my friends, if you're looking for a picture-perfect beach getaway, look no further. Tropea has it all: crystal clear turquoise waters, pristine sandy beaches, and a charming town centre that's just begging to be explored. One look at Tropea, and you'll see why it's often called the Pearl of the Tyrrhenian Sea. The town itself seems to tumble down the cliffside, with colourful houses clinging to the rock, their balconies offering breathtaking views of the coastline. But the real stars of the show here are the beaches. Whether you want to relax on the sand, take a dip in the inviting waters, or explore hidden coves by boat, Tropea has a beach for everyone. For those seeking adventure, rent a kayak or paddleboard, and explore the coastline. You might even spot some dolphins playing in the waves. And if you're feeling really adventurous, try your hand at scuba diving or snorkeling. The waters here are teeming with marine life. But Tropea isn't just about beaches. The town itself is a delight to explore, with its narrow streets, charming piazzas, and a history that dates back to ancient times. From the sun-drenched beaches of Tropea, we're venturing further east, into the heart of Puglia, a region known for its olive groves, charming towns, and, of course, its trulli. And nowhere are these unique dwellings more prevalent than in the town of Alberobello. Now, my friends, get ready to have your minds blown, because Alberobello is like stepping into a real-life fairy tale. Imagine a town filled with hundreds of these whimsical cone-shaped houses, their whitewashed walls gleaming in the sunshine. It's like something out of a storybook. But what exactly are trulli, you ask? Well, these unique structures are made from dry stone construction. That means no mortar or cement. The stones are carefully placed one on top of the other, creating a surprisingly sturdy and well-insulated structure. And those conical roofs? They're not just for decoration. They often feature decorative pinnacles, each with its own unique symbol, thought to ward off evil spirits or bring good luck. It's like a secret language written across the rooftops of Alberobello. Walking through the streets of Alberobello is a truly magical experience. You'll feel like you've been transported to another world, surrounded by these whimsical dwellings. Some trulli are still private homes, while others have been converted into shops, restaurants, and even hotels. From the fairy tale land of Trulli, we're heading north to the Liguria region, a land of rugged coastline, colourful villages, and some of the most breathtaking scenery in all of Italy. And nestled among the cliffs of the Cinque Terre, you'll find our next hidden gem, Manarola. Now, my friends, if you're an Instagrammer, a photographer, or just someone who appreciates a truly stunning view, then Manarola needs to be at the top of your Italian bucket list. Imagine a cluster of colourful houses clinging precariously to a steep cliffside, overlooking the sparkling waters of the Ligurian Sea. It's a sight that will take your breath away. Manarola is one of the 5 villages that make up the Cinque Terre, which translates to 5 lands. And each of these villages has its own unique charm. But for me, Manarola is the most picturesque. One of the best things about Manarola is that it's still a working fishing village. You'll see fishing boats bobbing in the harbour, their nets filled with the day's catch. And in the evenings, you can watch as the local fishermen mend their nets and share stories of their day at sea. To truly appreciate Manarola, you need to see it from above. From the rugged coastline of Cinque Terre, we venture inland to the Lombardy region, a land of mountains, lakes, and sophisticated cities. And nestled at the foot of the Bergamo Alps, you'll find our next hidden gem, Bergamo. Now, Bergamo is a city of 2 halves. The historic Città Alta, or Upper City, perched dramatically on a hilltop, and the modern Città Bassa, or Lower City, spread out below. And trust me, my friends, both halves are worth exploring. Let's start with the Città Alta, shall we? Because getting there is half the fun. You can either take a scenic funicular ride up to the top, and trust me, the views are amazing. Or, if you're feeling energetic, you can walk up the winding cobblestone streets. Just be sure to wear comfy shoes. Once you reach the top, you'll feel like you've stepped back in time. The Città Alta is surrounded by ancient Venetian walls, built in the 16th century to protect the city from invaders. And within those walls, you'll find a charming maze of narrow streets, lined with historic buildings, shops, restaurants, and cafes. From the mountains of Bergamo, we journey to the La Marche region, often called Italy's best-kept secret. And nestled among the rolling hills, you'll find our final hidden gem, Urbino, the birthplace of the Renaissance master, Raphael. Now, my friends, if you're an art lover, a history buff, or just someone who appreciates a good dose of culture, then Urbino needs to be on your Italian itinerary. This charming town is like a living museum, its streets lined with Renaissance palaces, its museums filled with masterpieces, and its atmosphere practically buzzing with creativity. At the heart of Urbino is the Palazzo Ducale, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the finest examples of Renaissance architecture in all of Italy. Built in the 15th century for the Duke of Urbino, Federico da Montefeltro, this palace is a masterpiece of design. Its courtyards adorned with elegant arches, its rooms decorated with frescoes, and its walls hung with masterpieces by some of the greatest artists of the Renaissance, including Raphael, Piero della Francesca, and Paolo Uccello. But Urbino is more than just the Palazzo Ducale. Wander through the town's steep, narrow streets, and you'll stumble upon hidden piazzas, charming cafes, and shops selling everything from handmade ceramics to local delicacies. Be sure to visit the oratory of San Giovanni Battista, a small church adorned with stunning frescoes by the 15th century artist Lorenzo Salimbeni. And don't miss the chance to visit Raphael's house, now a museum dedicated to the life and works of this Renaissance master. And there you have it, my friends. 7 hidden Italian gems that are just waiting to be discovered. From the ancient cave dwellings of Matera to the Renaissance splendor of Urbino, Italy is a country that never ceases to amaze. So, what are you waiting for? Start planning your next Italian adventure today. And remember, the best travel experiences are often found off the beaten path, in those hidden corners of the world where the crowds are thin and the local charm is strong. Ciao for now, and happy travels. That wraps up our whirlwind tour of Italy's hidden gems. Which one's going on your bucket list? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more epic travel adventures with your channel name. See you next time.